Can you see me? I hope so. Good evening, or day, Zelda Universe. It is me, Breeze. I'm here to answer some questions that you're all just dying to hear, I hope, and that maybe my input might be interesting for you. Our first question is befriending bosses. Ian McBride writes, I have a mini complaint. Why is it you always fight the bosses? I mean, they probably don't want to get killed. I'm a Mario series fan. And I mean, if I could have my own game, I'd at least try to make them my friend. I like Faz, and I say this rant and complain all you want, but I think talking to the bosses would calm them to be nice. I'd like that installment, but, I mean, come on. Asking is better than assuming they're evil. Well, Mr. McBride, this actually sounds a lot like a conversation I had with some people about torture and how that is with obtaining evidence. I'm generally a pacifist, but the game might come off as anticlimactic if we sat down to a candlelight dinner to reach a conclusion. Although, maybe the secret love affair between Link and Zamp might finally be revealed. Then we'd be getting somewhere. Question number 2. Helian Sign. Govey writes, long-time visitor to this site, huge Zelda fan, except Twilight Princess. I just wanted to show you the sign I created using the Helian text from the Wind Waker game. It was a lot of fun to do and simple. I just used $6 wood, duct tape, and some spray paint. It reads Govey's house. It's not really a question. Okay, moving on. Question 3, the best Link. What Link do you like the most? Link to the Past Link, Ocarina Majora's Mask Link, Wind Waker Phantom Hourglass Spirit Tracks Link. Well, Dick Link 567, I'm a little bummed that AOL Link isn't here. He's my favorite. Me and that guy go way back. Way back. Of those, I'd probably have to say the Wind Waker Phantom Hourglass Spirit Tracks Link, though. He's just so stinking cute. I mean, have you even played Spirit Tracks? He's the freaking most adorable Link I've ever seen.
Look at me. Look at the camera.
His cuteness is only paralleled by Zelda's in that game, though. Alright, Minifan321 writes, how do you pronounce V-A-A-T-I? James says Vati, but I say Vati. I mean the long A, double A, you know, like Kazaa. Remember Kazaa? Yeah, that's fabulous. Question 5, Temple of Time. Zelda theorist B211 writes, why was the Temple of Time in Twilight Princess south of Hyrule Castle Town, but in Ocarina of Time, the Temple of Time is in Hyrule Castle Town? Was it reconned, maybe reconnected, or was it rebuilt? Now, as it is my understanding, when the latest Zelda took over before Twilight Princess, she was intrigued by the latest Feng Shui craze. You know, everybody's into that thing. Oh no, we can't keep the Temple of Time in Hyrule Castle Town. It would just drain the energy of my kingdom. So, she enslaved the Twilight creatures to demolish and rebuild her temple in 3 days. So, down went the old temple and up went the new one. This also fills all those mucky plot holes that the writers left behind. Either that or Continental Drift. But Continental Drift is so cliche. Okay, question 6. Ocarina Paradox? Dama Trauma writes, hey, I've got a tough question for you. Thanks for doing all these mailbags, by the way, I love them. Twilight Princess was widely accepted to be on the child timeline. I know that Ocarina of Time Link came back to his childhood and wanted Zelda of Ganondorf, and then they locked Ganondorf up. I always believed this to be the scene in Twilight Princess where the sages try to like Ganondorf in the Twilight Realm, but he resists and kills one of them because he is in possession of the Triforce of Power, blessed by the power of the gods as the sages call it. Problem is, if Ocarina of Time Link went back to his childhood before he opened the Sacred Realm and exposed the Triforce, how was Ganondorf in possession of the Triforce of Power? Do you think there is a missing game that could play into this? And also, what exactly is the sword that Ganon possesses in Twilight Princess, and where do you think it came from? Actually, I've got no clue. Ask Lex about this one. Oh, Lexi Poo, Lexi darling. Darling.
Yes, dear?
Can you answer a question for me?
Oh, you're doing that mailbag thing.
Uh-huh, have you heard about
Wow.
it?
Well, there are a couple theories circulating around the internet Some people will say that Link, when he went back in time, took the Triforce with him, which caused the other parts to go to their owners as well. And the other idea is that when Link went back in time and closed the door of time, he actually sealed Ganondorf inside. So Ganondorf still would have touched the Triforce, but because Link warned Zelda and the sages were summoned, he was able to be captured before he took over Hyrule. I personally go with the second one because I don't like saying that a wizard did it, or in this case, the gods did it. I know the game says chosen by the gods, but that's the same thing it said in Ocarina of Time, except for there it was translated chosen by destiny. As for Ganondorf's sword, it looks like it was the one owned by the sages. Maybe that'll be the sword that Link winds up using in the new Zelda Wii game. I don't know. We will see.
Now you can go ahead and continue baking me something nice or something or other. I don't know, whatever you people do. Thank you, Lex. Question 7. Link's lover. Jacob M. writes, in Twilight Princess, we see that Link is a rancher, and since Twilight Prince comes after Ocarina of Time, in my opinion, do you think that it's possible that after Link's adventures in Termina, he went back to Hyrule, got married, had kids with Malon, who is a rancher, and founded the village where the Twilight Princess Link starts off the game? Hi, Jacob M. Thanks for the question. Well, I don't think that Link was the marriage type of guy. I mean, come on, look at him. He's got girls all over him. What I think happened was what he had with Zelda, but he went and wound up dating Zelda, not marrying him because, he's a playa. So he's dating Zelda, right? And he's really creeped out by Ruto. So he's only doing this as a cover, just to get Ruto jealous and get her to back off, So as a result, his love life was kind of, lacking. So he began to go behind Zelda's back and hooked up with Malon. And when she got pregnant, the whole town knew who the father was. If they didn't know then, they realized that Link was the father when the kid came out wielding the Master Sword. Zelda probably slapped Link across the face and made him sleep on the car, on Epona. I think I just unraveled the plot of about 1,400 daytime soap operas. Okay, moving on. Question 8. Oh, monkeys. Hammer time. Not actually Midna writes, I know this is just a video game and has a chug-a-chrony points it. Nintendo logic, but it's been driving me insane since the first Zelda game I've played. Where does Link keep all the weapons and items? The sword and shield can obviously be seen, but the rest of them come out of nowhere when you use them, and he doesn't have a rucksack or anything to carry things in. I've actually always wondered the same thing, Mrs. the artist formerly known as Midna. Especially in Twilight Princess, when he was walking around with a ball and chain, that actually wasn't Zelda, the spinner, and steel boots. I mean, if he has steel boots with him at all times, why does he only sink in water when he puts them on? That doesn't make any sense. I bet he has a utility belt that's similar to the telephone booth in Doctor Who. Seen that? Bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Not at all like a Mini Cooper. This very informative Zelda video answers the question better than I ever could. So check it out. There's a link there at the bottom of this post. And it looks like that is it. Thank you so much. I hope that you are just filled with knowledge and greatness. And I can tell you what kind of shampoo I use, but then I might have to kill you. So have a good day, have a good week, and see you all next time on ZU. Bye-bye.